Greetings and welcome to another video from Felicitous Freelancing. Today I wanted to talk to you about getting your first payment at Amazon Mechanical Turk. So once you start, when you sign up with Amazon Turk, first of all, it'll take a few days or possibly 24 to 48 hours for your account to be approved. I have heard of some people who run into issues in this department as far as if you don't file any taxes, or I guess Amazon needs a way to ensure that you are a real individual who's going to be working on the site. But after you've been approved there, you start working, you start seeing your approved hits going up, your money starts trickling in, and you're ready to get some of your available balance out. So normally, the average is supposed to be 10 days. You're supposed to be active for 10 days in a row, generally doing 3 or more hits per day, before you will be able to transfer your earnings out. Now, the 10 days is definitely not set in stone. For example, for me, you can see here, May 25th, that was kind of my test run. My account had been approved. I was actually out of town, but I figured, hey, let me try one. Did a little transcription task, and that was it. So I don't think this day counts because I wasn't active again for another 4 days. But from this day, May 29th, up to June 5th, is when I was able to transfer out my first earnings. So that means for me it was around 7 to 8 days rather than the 10 that is normal. On the other end of the spectrum, however, I have heard of people that it took around 12 days or maybe even a little bit longer before they were able to transfer their earnings out. So it's something that you just need to keep in mind. I would say a good estimate is somewhere between 7 to 12 days before you'll be able to make your first transfer out. Now, once you make your first transfer, then you're good to go. You can transfer out whenever you have enough money to transfer. So let me just walk you through a little bit of the process. Now, even before, when you're not sure whether you're able to transfer yet or not, you'll still just click here on Transfer Earnings, and you'll see the balance that you have available. Now, when you're not able to transfer yet, you'll get a message saying something to that effect, basically. You're not able to transfer yet. I think it'll usually say something about the average 10 days before you're approved, before you get out of the probationary period. So that's how you can check if you are able to transfer yet. Just keep clicking, once a day when you sign in, click on your transfer payments and see if you get this screen yet or not. Now, once you're able to, you'll put in an amount here, you'll click continue, and it will transfer that money to your Amazon payments account. Now, this is another important thing to keep in mind. During that 7 to 12 days that you're waiting to move out of probation and be able to transfer your earnings, you should go ahead and make sure that your Amazon payments account is set up. Now, you can set up, basically, you can use gift cards on the Amazon payments account. So you could transfer all your money over and turn it into a gift card, or use it just straight onto the Amazon website without any problems. But most people are going to want to transfer, of course, to a bank account. So when you go to Amazon Payments, you'll be able to add your banking information. And for a bank account, this is why it's important to do it um, during your probationary period because it can take a few days. They give you two options. One is to log in with your bank login information through the Amazon Payments website, and this is supposed to verify your account, etc. I personally felt a little uncomfortable signing in using my bank login information, so I went with the second option, which is a set of micro deposits into your checking account. I believe it was two micro deposits, so deposits under 15 cents. They'll be deposited in your bank account. You'll go back to the Amazon payment site and tell them what the deposits were, what the amounts were, and that will verify your checking account. And that's what can take a couple days. So it's good to just go ahead and do that while you're waiting so that whenever your funds are available for transfer, you can go ahead and send them right over to your bank. A second, um, a second thing that comes up is how long it takes for the transfer from Amazon Payments to your actual bank account to go through. When you're doing the transfer, you'll notice that it will give you a warning saying it can take up to a week, I believe it says, um, for the deposit to show up in your bank account. Now, most people read or heard from, and in my own experience, um, the transfer showed up the next day for me in my account. So basically, if I made a transfer tomorrow on Monday, by Tuesday it would show up in my account. Now, I'm sure this can vary, and maybe sometimes it gets a little slower, or depending on your bank. But if your bank allows you access to pending payments, then you should be able to access it the next day. So I think that pretty much covers the transfer process, the probationary period. Remember that it's going to take it probably about 7 to 12 days before you're able to transfer your money out. And then you'll also need to make sure that your Amazon Payments account is set up, your checking account is connected, and then you'll be good to go and start rolling in that Amazon Turk cash, a little extra beer money for you. And finally, if you have any other questions, I did do a somewhat more in-depth tutorial on the blog, which will be linked in the description. So feel free to check that out. Also, make sure to leave me any questions or comments you have about freelancing, Amazon Turk, or whatever else is on your mind. Hope you guys have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.